Hey guys, Danny here from Spinal Strength. I've just done a bit of cardio because I recorded this whole video just before and then realised I had the microphone switched off. So I've just been to wind down, done a bit of cardio, chilled out, and I've come back to do it again. So this one is a question I actually do get asked a lot. I'm not just saying that I get asked a lot because I want to talk about it, but really no one gives a fuck. Like, I actually do get asked this a fair bit, and that is, how did I lose my quad belly? And to start with, it's not lost. I've just minimized the appearance of it through a variety of ways that I'll talk about soon. But let's also talk about what makes up a quad belly. So a lot of people are under the impression that it's purely a result of having a spinal cord injury and losing control over your abdomen, and then your internal organs are sort of pushing against your stomach lining. And don't get me wrong, that is most definitely it, but there are a lot of factors that contribute to it that make it a lot worse, that people sort of just blame on not having abdominal control. So the biggest one for me, by the way, this isn't me having a go at people, this is what I did as well. Biggest one for me was I was actually just fat. And when I got lean and lost a lot of weight, most of it went away. Most of my quad belly disappeared. I say quad belly, it was just fat. So I got really lean and most of it went away. That being said, even now, like, I'm quite lean. Like, I can literally see like individual muscle separation and veins and stuff, and I still have a bit of a quad belly. But sort of the what was left of it after that was just a bad bowel management program, and I hadn't really figured out what went into a successful bowel program. And then there was some postural stuff as well, which I'll get into now. I'll go into a bit more detail. So, number one, fat loss. And this is mostly going to be diet. I've done an entire video on losing fat. I'll link it at the end. I'll link it in the description below. Check that out. So I'm not going to cover it all again, but basically go watch that video, do what I say in that, and you'll be like 90% of the way towards no longer having a quad belly. The other thing with diet is that if you optimize it for a bowel program, which I also cover a bit of in that fat loss video, your 25 feet of intestines, right, are going to have a lot of poo in them. And the quicker you can get it through, the less it builds up, the less distended your stomach's going to be. And then you also have like foods that may give you some gas. Like, some people may have a gluten intolerance or a slight lactose intolerance or whatever. So if you start identifying those foods and removing them from your diet every day, you're going to be less gassy, and then you optimize for your bowel program and things are going to move faster. So as for frequency, I go every day at the moment. Previously I would have thought no fucking way, because it was taking like an hour and a half every second day, and I was like, no way I want to do that every day. But since I've optimized my diet for my bowel program, it's literally like 25 minutes, 30 minutes most days, unless I go off my diet, like if I eat something like a cheat meal or whatever. So I hardly ever do that now, because it's just not worth the frustration. But yeah, if you optimize your diet for a bowel program, you're going to be, one, you'll feel a lot better because just nothing gets backed up in you. Two, you'll look better because you won't be as bloated. So yeah, diet and bowel program optimization and losing fat are literally going to get you most of the way there to minimizing your quad belly. So the next thing is posture. If you look at somebody who is able-bodied and pay attention to how they sit, whether they sit with their hips forward or back from their shoulders, you'll see that that changes how their belly sits, and they're able-bodied, so they do have control over their abdomen. So with us, it's sort of just amplified, right? So the further forward your hips are of your shoulders, the bigger your belly's going to appear. So it can be hard getting your hips back because of our tendency to tip forward. So what helped for me, and this was actually done for a few reasons, one being spasticity, but it was sort of an added benefit that it improved my posture, and that was putting a wedge under my seat cushion. So it was all pressure mapped and checked for hot spots and that sort of thing in the weeks following that. But what that done was closed up my seating angle. So hang on, I'll show you. So where it was previously like 90 degrees, like that, the wedge under there brings the seat up. And if you think about your hamstrings and lower back as rubber bands, you'll probably know from experience when you try and stretch forward with your legs out, it can be quite hard to get all the way forwards. And that's because your hamstrings and lower back are basically rubber bands. But by closing up the seat angle, you're increasing the pre-tension that's already on them. So it allows you to sit with your hips further back because you're going to be less tippy when you've got like a rubber band basically pulling you back into position. So that worked for me. I can sit a lot more upright now with my hips a lot further back without feeling like I'm going to tip over. It honestly is just more comfortable in general. Like I hate sitting with my hips forwards. It's very uncomfortable. But yeah, it has increased my posture as well. Increased the quality of my posture, which has then decreased the appearance of my quad belly. The other two things is an abdominal binder. So I use this separately for hypotension, so low blood pressure. I have low blood pressure pretty much every day, even at the moment. Like sitting here right now, it's probably like around 95 over 50 or something like that. Like it just sucks all the time. So I use an abdominal binder for that, but that does help to an extent to shrink the appearance of your belly. So once you've lost weight, got your bowel program right, if you use an abdominal binder, then that can actually sort of take the place of those abdominal muscles, which is what it's designed to do. It's designed to provide tension around your abdomen to do the job that those abdominal muscles were doing. So that's to keep pressure in there, which sort of restricts the flow of that main artery and keeps your blood pressure up. So abdominal binder will take over the function of that. But if you are overweight and you do have a heap of built up poo and gas and stuff in you, then an abdominal binder's more likely just gonna like cut you in half basically. Like you do need to be quite lean and empty for it to work effectively to reduce the appearance of your belly. And the other thing is literally just blending. So everyone knows black is slimming, and I have a black chair back, black cushion here. So when I wear all black, you can't really see that I've got any sort of belly. But if I turn side on, you can see it a bit more. So, I don't wear black because I want to look slimmer. I just wear black because I like it. But yeah, so if you combine that, if you get on a decent diet, get as lean as you can, healthily. I'm not advocating for eating disorders or anything like that. Like, still eat well, just lose weight. and fix your bowel program. Go more frequently if you can. Pick foods that are conducive to not bloating, and then you can sort of do the rest with a binder and some color choices, I guess. Like, that's pretty much all I've done to minimize the appearance of mine. But 90% of it's diet. But if anyone's got any questions, drop them in the comment section below, or you, as always, just hit me up on Instagram at Danny25 and I'll help you out to the best of my ability. And thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you again soon.